Amanda.
Laura.
So we're all gonna die.
I mean, not all.
No.
I'm fine on the East Coast.
Well, can you imagine, like, that is the message basically that people in Hawaii got, like, last week?
Yeah.
And can you imagine, because these people for 38 minutes, basically, after you get, like, okay, I can't even believe this. This is the text message. Can you imagine it's 8 a.m. You wake up because of, like, an annoying beep on your cell phone, even when you have it on silent and all that business, and you get a text message that says, ballistic missile threat inbound to Hawaii. Seek immediate shelter. This is not a drill.
Yeah, this is not a drill part. Like, what? Also, just so you know, 8 o'clock, I'm not waking up. I've already been up for 2 hours. I've probably been to the grocery store. I got a bunch of stuff done in that time. But yeah, I cannot even imagine. I don't even know. I feel like I would spend the first 15 minutes like panicking.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know what I would do.
I think it would be better if I was asleep still, not like you and up for a couple of hours already. Because if I was still so tired, I could totally see myself going, whatever, then just going back to sleep. Like, is that an option? That wouldn't be an option for you because you would have been wide awake. But I'd be like, this is a weird dream. Snooze.
I know. Trump probably pushed the wrong button. I'm going back to sleep.
But you know what? How mad would you be if you were, like, on vacation and this happened?
Okay, so funny story. You know the guy, you probably don't get, you stupid Canada. So there are these PetSmart commercials here in the U.S. with this guy, and he's like the PetSmart guy. He's in every commercial, and he's adorable. And I follow him on Instagram.
Oh, my God.
And he's in Hawaii on vacation.
Like right now?
Right now.
Oh, my God.
It was his first time ever there. And, like, he sent a screenshot or whatever on Instagram of his phone, like, with the alert, and said he was, like, freaky. Like, can you imagine your whole life? You're like, I would really like to go to Hawaii. You finally go to Hawaii, and it's like, you're going to die. Okay,
like, if it happened on the last day of my vacation, I would be kind of upset. If it happened on the first day of my vacation, I would be enraged.
I feel like sometimes on the last day of vacation, if it said there was going to be like a ballistic missile, you'd be like, I'm pretty fine with that. Like, I really didn't want this vacation to end anyway. It's whatever.
I think if you're gonna go, this is kind of the way that you want it to be.
At least I'll be in history books.
You know who else was there? Jim Carrey was there, and Diana Ross was there, like in a hotel.
Jim Carrey is so weird. I watched the documentary about him and Andy Kaufman or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like Jim and Andy or whatever. He is weird. He's a weird dude.
He is a very weird dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see it, but can you imagine? It's almost like you're about to die. You've got 38 minutes or 30 minutes left of your life, and fucking Jim Carrey is annoying the hell out of you in the lobby. It's like, I don't want like Diana Ross or Jim Carrey being the last thing that I have to think about in the lobby of a hotel room before I die.
Yeah. You just have to go out and get some other interactions before. I mean, I don't even know, like, I feel like I'm woefully unprepared for this kind of situation. Like, I'm a millennial. I feel like they just didn't prepare us for, like, what happens when somebody, like a idiotic celebrity all of a sudden becomes president and is talking about nuclear buttons. Like, are you supposed to go in the basement? Is like a tornado?
Well, I mean, okay, this is what I think that is fascinating about this, right? Because I feel like if something like this had happened during the 60s, that that was the era when, like, people tell you stories about how they would have drills and they were in school and everybody would have to hide behind their desk. And I feel like that generation had a plan. Like, not if this happens, but when this happens.
But to be fair, their plan was hide under your desk.
Yes, they were very unsophisticated back then.
I'm not like a missile scientist or whatever, but that doesn't feel like enough to me.
Yeah, but these days we're like, hide in your bathtub. Is that any more sophisticated than what they did?
Is that really what they say? Like a tornado in your bathtub?
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow, that seems like bad advice.
Yeah, it does. But
I would have just jumped in the ocean and started swimming.
So I'm like fascinated by all of this, right? Because I couldn't stop thinking about like what happens during those 30 minutes when you really think that you're gonna die, when you're gonna die that way, right? And that you're just kind of like waiting for this thing to attack you. And how do people respond in a situation like that? So I Googled it.
Shut up.
That's
what we do. We just Google everything.
Right. But that's why I think this is fascinating because that's what some people were doing. So I'm just going to go over some of the different types of responses, right? So there's like a lot of stuff that, and I love that the reason that this happened is because an employee at Hawaii's emergency management agency pushed the wrong button by accident.
When he was like leaving his shift, he forgot to like clock out. Instead of clocking out, he pressed the "we're all gonna die" button.
Yeah, and I love that. Like somebody tweeted out, they're like, when I reblog somebody's post on Twitter, it asks me twice.
Yeah. Also, why is that button close to any other button?
No,
like, that button should be way the fuck over there.
And Donald Trump should be nowhere near that button. Nowhere near that button at all.
It should have like a cover over it. Like you shouldn't accidentally be able to press that button.
Yeah. So I'm going to read like some text messages and stuff that people have. So somebody said, this is my phone when I woke up right now. I'm in Honolulu and my family is on the North Shore and they were hiding in the garage. Mother and sister were crying. It was a false alarm, but a lot of people are really shaken. So text messages are like, missile in Hawaii. Hawaii, take shelter. I love you. If you're sleeping, wake up and call us immediately. Sis, and then like, what the fuck is this? So that would be me. I'd be like immediately angry. Like, what the fuck is going on here? This is not cool. So there's a lot of people in their washrooms. Actually, I said washroom when I was in Pittsburgh with Anna and Mike, and they're like, oh, you're going to the washroom? Are you going to wash something while you're there? Is that not American saying?
No, we say bathroom.
You say bathroom.
Which is the same. Like, a bath is just washing yourself.
Right?
Like, why is washroom a problem and bathroom's not a problem? But whatever.
Well, you should be washing your hands in there, but no one's in there taking a bath, as far as I know.
Yeah.
So sit down, Pittsburgh, but whatever. What else? Okay, so I was sitting in the bathtub with my children saying our prayers. We took it as seriously as a heart attack. I'm extremely angry right now.
Like, basically, the entire state of Hawaii has PTSD.
Right.
And we're taking away their health care. So
I know.
That Hawaii.
I know. So then there's like a retired military captain. And he described the dilemma of not knowing what to do or where to go. He said, I was running through all of the scenarios in my head, but there was nowhere to go, nowhere to pull over. He said people even started searching the internet for safety advice. And one person in Hawaii actually reached out to the Business Insider science correspondent, David Mosher, who I love that you've got 30 minutes and you went online and, okay, I congratulate you for going on and look, but who writes him a message? This is the message that she wrote him. My husband and I went outside to the beach, where we were afraid of being inside a building and getting crushed. Like in 911, the person wrote in an email. Then I Googled safety nuclear bomb, how shelter, and an article by you was the first thing that popped up. In seconds, I read that we should be inside, and we quickly followed that advice. And then she wrote him, did you ever think your article would be used in that way? If the alarm had been real, your article and the works of those researchers might have very well saved lives. I'm curious as to how many others followed that link that day. That was interesting.
That's insane. That poor guy must have his mind like blown. Also, if it's like a nuclear weapon, like I feel like nothing's really going to help you out there.
I know. Right? I know. It talks about how some people were in a car driving to places that they knew they wouldn't reach in time. Like they're going to see family members or children that they knew that they wouldn't have time to reach them, but they were still in the car kind of going there. it is really interesting. And then my favorite one here is a Reddit Hawaii user posted his heart rate this morning during the attack. Dude, you're gonna die and you're on Reddit?
I mean, what else are you going to do?
It's moments like that when I'm like, you know what? My life's not that bad.
I have to be honest, though. If I knew it was like 30 minutes or whatever, I definitely think I would go online and post something.
Would you?
Yeah, because think about it. Like, everything around you basically is going to be annihilated, right? But the internet like can reach a lot of people in places that might not be destroyed. So that's really the only way you're going to be able to get any kind of message out to anyone.
Well, I think that's fascinating because I think that in a moment like that, you want last words. It sounds like you want last.
You broke up.
It sounds like in a moment like that, you want last words. You know, like how people die and they have their final words or their last words. It sounds like you want last words.
Yeah. Or like some kind of record, right? Because like everything you've ever known and loved and whatever is being destroyed. Like your whole life, every picture of you is gone.
Right. Right.
So it's like, yeah, like your whole being and your whole existence is being annihilated. So yeah, you want some kind of like record that you were.
I don't know. I don't know how I would react. I did find a message that was close to it. And this was it. This is another friend of hers, and she says, I was making an avocado blackberry almond milk smoothie when I got the alert. I panicked, and then I realized this healthy piece of shit drink could be my last meal on earth. And I was like, I am right there with you, sister. I think I found my soulmate.
That's hilarious.
I would eat I think I would spend, okay, if it was you, what would you do? Because I am pretty sure I would spend those last 30 minutes eating everything. Everything.
No, I would like go online and write something, and I would just want to find everybody that I like love and like get them together and like spend time with them.
You had 30 minutes. Even getting to them is like, this is why this is so horrible. Would you be Facetiming? What do you do? You're in Hawaii and the people that you love are like someplace else.
Well, no, like I'm saying, if it was like my town, right?
Yeah.
It was my home. Like my sister lives like 5 blocks from me.
Yes.
Like everybody that I like super, I don't know. I can get to a lot of people that I love.
Yes. I mean, it is like, I mean, there's so much to think about, right? Because think of the time of day that it happens. Even if you live in the same city, some people could be at work. Other people could be in school. It's just, I mean, like there's so many levels of horribleness to it when you think of that. So, I mean, you might as well be in Hawaii, you know, in some of those scenarios. But I just thought it's, I can't even imagine for 30 minutes having to live through that with that certainty that this is about to happen and that you have a certain amount of time to figure out how you're going to deal with whatever it was that just, you know, like you can't stop it. You can't whatever. I don't even know. I don't even begin to know. I know I would eat everything, but then you still have time to think while you're eating.
I can't even imagine. And I can't even imagine like when they found out it wasn't true. Like, yes. I don't even understand what that would feel like. Like that doesn't even register with me. That's crazy.
I know. Well, I've got another quote here that says, I jumped up and I got dressed, but I kept looking at my phone wondering, is this real? I wanted to keep thinking this has to be a test, but the message clearly said that it wasn't. I realized I had to find my family.
Yeah, that's the craziest part is the damn message said this is not a test.
I know. And then another guy was quoted at a hotel resort. He said, one person seemed to take the news lightly, at least. Well, if I'm going to die, at least I'm going to do it on the beach having a Mai Tai. He said as he walked towards the beach.
I mean, I'm pretty much with that guy if I'm in Hawaii, right?
Yes. I mean, like, after I eat everything. And at this point, I'm going to be really upset with whoever's making my meal if they're not making it fast enough.
Yeah, 30 minutes is not enough time to get everything made.
So, although kudos to whoever is going to die in 30 minutes is still making my burger with everything on it.
Yeah, you got to get in that kitchen by yourself.
I think so. I might have to take, you know what? I might have to break into a Cold Stone Creamery and just go at it. Like, who's going to stop me at that point? But then, can you imagine if that's what you do? And then, like, after 30 minutes, it's like, just kidding. And you're literally...
Like a huge, like, bill?
Yeah, where you're like half in a tin of all their ice cream at this point.
Not great.
That's got to be humiliating. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know it like we're talking about it as though it's funny, but I can't even imagine how terrifying.
Oh my God. I am sure there are thousands of people in Hawaii that have like serious emotional scars from that.
Yes.
That's really messed up, man.
It is. It is very, very messed up. Yeah, I can't even like for next week's episode, I keep thinking back about the speech that I listened to, this man that I listened to speak while I was in high school. And I just remember him telling his story and just thinking that I couldn't in my brain even comprehend like 5 minutes of what he must have gone through.
Yeah.
You know, like that it was something like that. And I maybe next week we can do something like the most inspiring stories we've ever heard, because to me that was it was something like that. And when I get into a situation like this, I kept listening to that story going, I don't think I could have reacted like that. I don't think I would have thought to do that. Clearly I'm thinking about ice cream. And I'll probably Skype somebody, but Gabby would be busy doing her fashion stuff online and probably would ignore me or block me or something like that. So it would be very sad. I know. And plus, when you think about it this way, it's 8 o'clock in the morning in Hawaii. What time is it everywhere else? 6 hours time difference.
Yeah. Well, luckily it's like later in the U.S. everywhere else.
Is it? Yeah. Yes. Well, it's earlier. So you'd have to subtract. Wait, is that right?
It's earlier in Hawaii. So if it was 8 a.m. in Hawaii, it's like afternoon everywhere else.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so that's not so bad. Anyways, you know, the tragedy of this is that it makes you think about it because you realize that it could still happen.
Well, yeah, especially with that lunatic in the White House, like anything could happen.
Yeah. Yeah, like this is not a drill. But, you know, maybe it should be for some of us because I don't know if I want to hide in my toilet like in that bathtub. At this point, that's what you would do.
I have to say, I would not be like, I don't think I would be like seeking shelter if I thought, because really, if it's a nuclear weapon, a bathtub's not going to be helping you.
Right.
So you might as well just live your life.
So, yeah, at this point, I now know that I need an emergency stash of Oreo cookies in my apartment someplace. Just in case.
Yeah. And a bomb shelter if you're going to do that.
Yeah. On the, you know what? I don't know if we did this on the Patreon one or the other one, but we were talking about, I don't know why I'm getting onto this, but we were talking about what Sidney Crosby's, when he eats his feelings, what it is that he eats for his feelings. We basically settled that he would just open a frozen bar of Pillsbury cookie dough and just literally gnaw on it for like until it was all gone.
So not to get off topic, but I was at Wegmans, the grocery store the other day,
yeah,
and they make now cookie dough that's like edible cookie dough. It's just for you to eat.
What else do people do with it?
It's like a giant tub. Well, you're not supposed to eat it because you get salmonella. But it's like a giant tub just to eat.
No.
It's so gross.
This must be a conspiracy by like the oven manufacturers because I have never heard of somebody getting salmonella from cookie dough. And I eat a lot of cookie dough.
It's a thing.
Right? How can it be a thing?
Huh?
How can it be a thing if they put it in ice cream?
I don't know, man. All right, let's talk about the goal.
That's right, because time's up, right?
Yeah, apparently.
So did you watch the Golden Globes or just watch clips and stuff of it?
Yeah, I cannot handle those award shows. They're like 20 hours long. And then you can see everything you need to see the next day in like 5 minutes online.
Yeah, no, I'm with
So
you.
I don't watch those things.
I did not watch it either. Mostly because I suffer from a severe secondhand embarrassment.
Yeah.
It's a crippling disease, and I feel like when people give speeches, I'm like, oh no, it just makes me feel so uncomfortable for them, and for me, because I have to listen to them, and I wish I wasn't listening to them most of the
It just takes too long for like I don't want to spend 3 hours of my life watching people in ball gowns talk about acting. Like that's horrible. No, thank you.
No, I completely agree.
Yeah. I don't watch, and then like 5 minutes after the show I get on, the news or whatever and see the 4 clips that were worth watching, and then I'm done.
Yeah, I agree. So what were your favorite clips from this the Golden Globes thing? Because this one's a big one with the whole Time's Up movement thing. First of all, what did you think about them walking the red carpet with like kind of feminist leaders?
I kept thinking about like there were a couple people that didn't wear black.
Yes.
Like, man, that's like, first of all, like I would be, even like if I didn't know, or I don't know, I would be like on the phone with my stylist, like, you better bring a black dress down here.
But I think there were like 3 people, and they were like European like reality TV show stars.
Yeah, it's like I would have been so uncomfortable.
Yes.
Just stay home. Like, don't come in a red dress.
But what do you think? What did you think about them wearing black?
I mean, do what you got to do. I thought it was fine. Like, I liked the show of support. I mean, even if you were going to wear a red dress or whatever, the girl was like, oh, I just like the color. But then wear a pin. Yeah. They had pins. They had lapel pins. Wear one of those. Like, I don't know. It rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah, it was stupid. I mean, personally, I think wearing black is dumb. Like, I don't like a protest that doesn't accomplish anything, like anything at all. And I felt like that was one that didn't. However, if everyone else is doing it and it's a harmless thing, then whatever. I feel like it's useless, but not enough to go against it in any kind of way. I did love them walking the red carpet with feminists, with leaders of the movement. I thought that was fantastic. Bringing attention to women who don't always get it and that deserve it and that are part of the movement too. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I agree. I don't mind the wearing black. I feel like it's kind of like the ice bucket challenge, right? Which to me was super pointless. I think it's just raising awareness. That's all it is.
Yeah, but it's like I wear black every day. Like, it's not raising awareness. It's just a fashion choice.
Right, but when, like, a big part of those award shows is what everybody's wearing, whatever, like, that's a huge thing. So for it to be, like, literally everyone that went except, like, 5 people wearing black, I feel like that, and it was all over the news. I do think it was raising awareness.
It was one way to eliminate clothing from the topic of conversation, for sure, except the fact that they were all wearing black. Right. So that was like kind of a good thing. What else was cool that they did on the thing there? As far as like best moments, my favorite moment was Natalie Portman because I love her.
I love her too. She's totally one of my girl crushes. I love her. I like smart. Like, I like her. I like Claire Danes. Yeah. They're just such like well-spoken, thoughtful women.
Exactly.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Like I completely agree with you. It's somebody who can be beautiful and sexy and interesting and all those things, but is also like educated and interesting and involved and aware of what's going on and doesn't come like from the bubble of what it feels like so much of a kind of Hollywood comes from. So that I liked about her. But her comment was, as they were announcing the nominees for Best Director, she said, and the all-male nominees are. Which I just thought was awesome.
I know. I think she was standing next to William H. Macy or somebody.
It was Ron Howard.
Oh, yeah. I just knew it was an old dude. Yeah. And so his face, like, as it dawns on him what she's just said, he's like so shocked and delighted. It's so funny.
Yeah, he's shocked and delighted, and yet and some of the directors are like pissed. And it's like, dude, 2 or 3 of the best picture nominees are women directors. Lady Bird and like I can't even remember what the other one was. So that none of them are nominated does nothing to. I mean, no one's saying you shouldn't have won. They're just saying your sex isn't the only one that should have been nominated. That's all they're saying.
Yeah.
Sit your ass down, Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah. Also, like it's a whole night about like women taking power back. So why would you think that she's not going to say something like that?
Yeah, totally.
Don't be shocked.
You know who my favorite new girl crush is? America Ferrera. Ugly Betty.
I know.
Basically.
I was totally thinking that. I think she's pregnant too. For the
she is. She is.
So cute.
But you know what I loved about her? I watched this interview that Oprah did with like Natalie Portman and Shonda Rhimes and Reese Witherspoon and America Ferrera, and it had like a bunch of like women who are involved with the movement, and they were talking about how like is there a place for understanding? Is there a place for forgiveness in all of this, right? And as they were discussing that and everything, America Ferrera, love of my life, basically says, you know, we've lived in this place of discrimination and sexual harassment for hundreds and hundreds of years. How about we live in this place of uncertainty, of men feeling uncomfortable for more than 5 minutes before we skip over to a place where we forgive, right? And then we know what's going to happen. And I was like, amen, sister. Everyone is in such a hurry to move past this and to find like a resolution. It's like, no. We are not ready for resolution just yet.
Yeah. She's another one. She's so smart and she's so thoughtful. And she, I don't know, she just has such a good message. And she's so, like, she like Sophia Bush, right? Is one of those women who's like, I'm not a size 0.
Yeah.
This is what I look like. Take it or leave it. You know, I have a brain, da-da-da. Like, I just really appreciate that kind of woman in media.
Yeah, I completely agree. I love that we're finally seeing these sides of women, like the women that are kind of feisty and strong and powerful and all these different things, and not being afraid to kind of stand up and say what it is that they think. Which brings me to Oprah's speech. Did you listen to Oprah's speech?
Of course. I mean, that was like the number one thing. One of my guy friends actually sent it to me. Yeah. I was like, oh my God, I just cried. I was like, for real? What?
Is it the scientist? Is it the science nerd that cried?
No, it's not.
Oh.
My friend Ryan, he works for the Department of the Interior. He's like a total, like he looks like a caveman actually.
Yeah. Like
he's just a real duty kind of dude. So it's really funny that he like got so worked up about it.
I work at sometimes at a girls' school, and that Monday after we heard it blaring like they were playing it for the whole class, like loud like that, so you could, and it was like, this is going to be one of those speeches that you hear everywhere. This is like an I had a dream speech moment that we don't realize it is because it happened. We watched it happen, right? But it is,
which
like
is ironic because we're actually taping this podcast on Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
That's right. Which Donald Trump spent golfing, I believe, because he's not a racist.
I didn't hear you. Sorry, you keep breaking.
Oh no, sorry. We are in the middle of a snowstorm here in Toronto, and I was just saying the irony of that. It is Martin Luther King Day. A day in which Donald Trump spent golfing because he's not a racist.
And saying he's the least racist person. Like, why can't you just say I'm not racist? You have to say you're the least racist. We all know you're not the least racist.
If he's the least racist person that you know, fuck, do you know some hardcore racists? I mean, Jesus.
Like, if he's the least racist person you know, you're David Duke. Like, you're leading the KKK.
Basically. It's like, put down your pillowcase. Huh?
Back to Oprah.
So, yeah, Oprah. Like, I don't know about the like. I loved the speech. I just thought it was
Oh yeah, it was an amazing speech for sure.
Yeah.
But my issue is, then everybody like freaked out and was like, Oprah for president.
Yes.
Like, calm down.
So you don't want Oprah to be president?
No.
Don't mind that. That's my oven. But just ignore it.
I mean, I feel like we shouldn't ignore your oven, but okay.
It's telling me it's ready for me to put my pizza in, basically.
Hmm. Well,
I'm like,
we're not
I hear
ready for
you. I hear you, oven. I just wanted you to be preset so that it would take the least amount of time for my pizza to be ready, because we started talking about ice cream and stuff, and then I got hungry.
Yeah. And there's my cat. That's how you know we've gone too long. This is when my cat starts meowing.
It is. It is.
But no, I do not want Oprah to be president. Do you want Oprah to be our president?
Well, she wouldn't be my president, but yeah, I wouldn't have a problem. I wouldn't have a problem with anybody, because here's my issue. I feel like, are you saying this because you're frustrated with people from the entertainment industry becoming like politicians?
No, I say it for multiple reasons, which I can get into if you'd like.
Yeah. Go.
Okay. First of all, it was one damn speech. Like, I get that Oprah's well-spoken and she seems like an empathetic and good human being, but it was literally one political speech. That's it. And it wasn't even super political. It was just semi-political.
Right.
I mean, have we learned nothing about rich billionaires with television backgrounds instead of political experience, like going into the political realm? Like, do we not know that's a bad idea? And like, I'm a little bit offended by the idea that running a country, like, is something anyone can just decide to do on a whim. Like, you make one good speech, and it's like, oh yeah, she should totally run our country. You don't need political experience or a deep understanding of like policy and the political machine. One good speech, she can just run the damn country. Like, that's insane. I mean, like, Trump, that was the whole thing about Trump, right?
Yeah.
He didn't have any of that. And he's been super freaking ineffective, which thank God he has. And I mean, yes, Oprah's empathetic, which is a huge step up from Trump. But empathy and giving a good speech probably isn't enough to run. Like, I feel like the bar shouldn't be set that low. And I would love someone to be elected in 2020 who has some kind of intelligence and humanity, which honestly is a pretty low bar. Like, anyone
Right.
has more intelligence and humanity at this point. Like, I could elect my cat,
Yeah.
who is very loving and very smart. He comes when he's called, so for a cat, like, that's a really big deal.
It is.
And I feel like Donald Trump doesn't come when he's called, so
No.
we've already got to step up. But I think, like, I'm looking for a little bit more than that. Like, I think we forget, because Donald Trump is the president, and because the bar has gone so low of, like, decorum and intelligence and what is normal and okay, like, the standards have dropped so low that it's hard to remember, like, before he was president, that we actually had standards that were normal. So, like, if Donald Trump wasn't the president, would you want Oprah to be the president? If Hillary Clinton was the president, if Barack Obama was still the president, would you still be, like, clamoring for Oprah to be the president? I feel like
I would want Barack Obama to be president forever. Meaning, like, I feel like he should be president and then never allowed to leave ever. Because I don't think you'll ever get a president as good as him ever again. Because he was perfect. He's the perfect combination of smart, dedicated, honorable, being able to make strong decisions. He's just a perfect leader, inspiring just in every single way. But
yes.
And I can't help but think that if Hillary Clinton was president right now, things would be a little bit better. Well, a little bit better than things would be less chaotic. But I also think that she's an incredibly divisive figure. And this infighting and whatever, it would have been in a just different way. Would things be getting done? I don't know that anything would still be getting done because of the way that things are divided. So here's my case for Oprah. She is someone who is self-made, intelligent, who spent her career interviewing and empathizing with real people, who has the ability to look at both sides of a situation and is still like an intelligent, kind of informed person. She doesn't have policy experience, but I don't believe that Hillary Clinton or Barack Obama had all that much policy experience when they got there. That's why I just feel like you have to be a really good manager of people, and I feel like she could do that. But the biggest case I think for her is that we can get rid of Donald Trump, but it doesn't get rid of the people who are sick of politicians in general. People are just sick of politicians. And even in the midst of all of this Republican Democrat stuff, I still now hate the Democrats, like freaking Nancy Pelosi and all of these people. You look at them and you're like, you're just as bad. You're worse than he is. All of those people defending him are worse than he is. He's just a clown, literally. You know, I don't know. What's your thought? What do you think?
I think I want someone with political experience. I think it's crazy to say that we're sick of politicians being in politics. Like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Like,
but they're so bad at it. It's like saying I'm sick of NHL GMs being GMs. I am, because they're awful at it.
Then get it. Then you know what I mean? Like, get into politics and make a difference. Don't elect someone who has no experience and no idea how to get anything done.
But I don't have any experience and I don't know how to get anything done.
Sorry?
I don't have any experience and I don't know how to get anything done.
Right, which is why you shouldn't lead our fucking country.
Right, but you just told me to run for office.
Yeah, not for fucking president. Run for mayor. Run for city council. Run for something small. Work your way up. Like, that's how it's supposed to work. You don't just run for president. That's crazy.
Or you could just marry somebody running for president. Yeah.
That's crazy. Like, has Donald Trump taught us that being a CEO and making billions of dollars does not equate to being able to get things done or even knowing how the government works? Like, he has no idea about anything. He doesn't understand any of the foreign policy. He doesn't understand how laws get made. He doesn't understand the Constitution. We need someone that understands these things. And to do that, you need a political background.
I'm going to disagree because I think here's the thing. I think we put too much emphasis on who it is that is president, when what we've learned from this is the president doesn't actually have so much power. What the problem is, it's not somebody who doesn't know how government works. The problem is how government works, right? The problem is the actual way that it works, not that somebody doesn't know how it works. It's that it works that way, right? And that really, if they want to affect change in your country, what they have to do is to elect enough small people, not the president, into office that they can start changing the laws of how things actually work. Because everybody who's in the government right now is just so corrupted and set in that status quo that they won't change anything because it's too much bent in their own favor.
I mean, I won't say everything. I will say our senators here in Maryland are wonderful. Ben Cardin is amazing. I freaking love him. Everything he says is amazing. He's awesome. He stands up for what's right. He's great. He's going to be challenged next election by Chelsea Manning, which is really, 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 really interesting. So I'll be interested to see how that goes. But I'll definitely vote for him. I love him.
Let's talk about that next week.
And I think, sorry, go ahead.
No. I was saying let's not forget to talk about that in particular next week, that Chelsea Manning running, because I think that's fascinating. You're right.
Yeah, I won't vote for anyone over him. I love him. He's incredible. But so I think we have a lot of, like, especially here in Maryland and here in Baltimore, we have a lot of local leaders. We have a lot of senators who are doing good things. Our governor sucks, but other than that, so I think we have a lot of that kind of grassroots stuff going on. We have a lot of people running who have good ideas and who are new to the whole political thing, and they're getting in at a lower level. So I think we've got a lot of that. And I think we've got a lot of people in the Senate who want to do the right thing and who have their hearts in the right place. But right now they're not the majority. And that's the issue with the Senate is if you're not the majority, you're pretty screwed.
Do you have a candidate in mind? Like if you had to vote for somebody right now, is there someone who you would freely give your vote to with like 100% confidence?
No. Because for me, before I vote, I want to know what someone's position on policy. I want to know what their situation is. Because that's another issue with me and Oprah. Like, I don't know shit about Oprah. Right. I know she seems like a good human being. I know she has a crap ton of money. And I know that she's religious, right?
Right.
So for all I know, she could be like a crazy anti-abortion person. I don't know what her policy positions are. I would not vote for her.
Right.
Because I have no idea. So I need to know where you stand on issues that matter to me before I will even talk about voting for you.
But Amanda, the glasses that you wore during that speech were fantastic.
Fine. Then vote her for president of the fashion industry.
Maybe she just needs to play the president on TV, and then we'll feel
you know what
yeah,
is the thing. I think that the clamoring and like this fervor for Oprah is a need for inspiration.
Yes.
Because the speech was inspiring, and we want that in a leader. Barack Obama had so much of that. He had so much charisma and inspiration. Like, he could speak really well. And I think we want someone who makes us proud because we have not had that. And we want someone who inspires us to do better. And we've been lacking that so sorely for the past year. So it's so easy to rally behind the wrong person who said the right thing one time. I think that's the case with Oprah.
Can't they just bring him back? Why can't they just bring him back?
I know. I know.
Maybe we should keep an eye on who Barack Obama. But could you 100% throw your support behind Joe Biden?
Not 100%, but probably 90. I mean, I think I know where he stands on enough things that I would be comfortable.
I feel like everybody who's in the race, he's the one where I'd be more likely to vote for you than anyone else. Who's currently in the race. Because you understand where he stands on policy. But also, important. More importantly, he seems like a decent, thoughtful, intelligent human being.
Genuine.
Yes. Exactly.
He seems like he says what he means, and he means what he says.
Yeah, and I honestly do think and he said that had he known that what had happened was going to happen, he would have run last time, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's an advocate for women's rights and domestic violence support. I mean, he has a lot of good positions on good issues. Mm-hmm. And he is very likable, which I think definitely helps. He is not divisive, I don't think.
Yeah. I would have...
And he's very, working class friendly.
Totally. Yeah.
Which would help with getting votes. So yeah, I like Biden. And if Biden could maybe make Obama vice president.
Is that a thing? Can that happen?
I think so.
Because I feel like Obama's so young, he should be like a senator or something where he's allowed. Can he be a judge?
Yeah, I think the poor guy just wants to go on vacation for a little while, which I totally get.
Yeah.
But
I feel like Supreme Court Justice Barack Obama.
I think you have to be like a judge and stuff first.
Well, wasn't he? He was a lawyer.
He has a law degree, though.
He does. There
you go.
Yeah.
That's first step.
Yeah. All right. Hopefully it'll happen.
Can we kick out Gorsuch and put him in?
Yes, please. Oh,
Jesus Christ.
There's just so much that makes me angry. So we went longer than I thought we were going to.
Yeah.
So should we get to asks?
Yeah.
All right.
First one. Have you watched any of the movies up for awards? If so, would you recommend them?
Okay. Here's my thing with the movies that I may or may not have illegally downloaded off the internet during award season because they're on there.
And you admit to illegal stuff on this podcast a lot.
Do I? But I may, or that's allegedly that I did that.
All right, carry on.
That's totally allegedly. But, in my defense, allegedly, had I done that, it is 1,000 degrees -0 outside. So yeah. I feel like it's justified a little bit.
Yeah, I spent 5 hours outside today. I had on so many layers that I couldn't move my legs.
Right. And my movie theater is 4 blocks away. So that's almost the same thing.
Absolutely.
But I watched. Okay. I half watched Lady Bird. And I feel like it's one of those movies that everybody loves that I am not going to love. But I haven't watched it the whole way through because it made me uncomfortable. So I have to go back to it and watch it the whole way through. But so far, I like the performance of it, but I'm not loving it too much.
Yeah.
I did see Call Me By Your Name.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about that one.
I did. It's also a movie that makes me feel uncomfortable because, again, I suffer from secondhand embarrassment. It's a real thing, a real disease that I don't think people take seriously.
My friend Megan has it. She can't watch any reality TV.
Yeah, I mean, it is a real thing. If only people would be more accepting and stop doing embarrassing things in front of me, I would really appreciate it.
Yeah.
So this movie is like a coming of age story. It's literally about somebody who's like 17 years old, and it's like a sexual kind of awakening, and he's kind of gay. But I've never seen a movie that kind of really, even though the character is gay, that I could identify with feeling like that. It's like you could literally remember what it felt like to be 17 years old in the presence of someone that you like and that you want them to like you, and that you're kind of trying to impress them, but you're trying to seem like nonchalant and cool, and it's like the 80s and no one looked cool in the 80s, and it's just, I don't know, and it's in Italy, so it's all beautiful and everything. I did really like it a lot more than I thought that I was going to like it. Like, I thought I was going to like La La Land, and we all know how that turned out. Not good. Not good at all.
I didn't even see that. This doesn't seem like something I would enjoy.
No, I didn't enjoy it nearly as much as I thought I was going to. And but this one I liked way more than I thought that I was going to. And yeah, I thought it was great. So I highly recommend that you walk down to your local movie theater and buy it or watch it or something. Yeah. So there was that. How about you? Have you seen anything?
No. Movies and food for me are like, I don't like anything fancy. I don't watch any of the movies that are nominated for an Oscar because I know I'm not going to like them. Like, give me a stupid romantic comedy. Give me a stupid Lifetime movie. I'm so all about it. I can't do like fancy, good movies. It's just not for me.
Okay.
Like, I don't want to go to a 5-star restaurant where they like make your pate look like a flower. Give me a steak and a baked potato and a stupid movie. I'm a happy girl.
I 100% agree with you, but think about the last time you saw a good romantic comedy. Or any romantic comedy. When was the last time they released a romantic comedy?
I watched While You Were Sleeping yesterday. It was awesome.
Wait, when did that movie come out?
Like 1991.
Exactly. It's almost like when Cameron Diaz stopped acting, they stopped making romantic comedies. What the fuck?
Cameron Diaz.
I know. I love Cameron Diaz. What the hell?
I like when Hallmark Channel does their Christmas movies. It's like the most wonderful time of the year.
Oh,
they're so dumb. They're so cheesy. I love it so much. I love it so much.
Have you seen that Netflix? Okay, so there's like this Netflix Christmas movie that's about like a prince or something like that. And so Netflix threw shade at the people. He's like, to those people that have streamed this Christmas movie 65 times over the holiday season. Who hurt you? I literally tweeted that.
I like Netflix got in on the cheesy Christmas movies. It makes me so happy.
Yeah, somebody needs to fill that niche. Did you know that they're remaking Sabrina the Teenage Witch?
No, that's stupid.
Well, I know, but it's kind of like I feel like I'm still going to watch it.
No, I didn't watch the original one though, so there's that.
But apparently this one is like remade the way that they remade the Archie, like that Riverdale. Like it's dark and like whatever thing. It's still probably going to suck, but whatever. I'll watch it.
Is there going to be an animatronic cat like the other one? Because that was so dumb.
No, I think it'll be like a real live one this time. Maybe.
Okay, on to actual good things on television. I watched a Netflix series called Atypical about a guy with autism.
I told you about that show.
Okay, well, I wasn't listening because I don't remember you telling me that. I just remember looking at it on Netflix, and it was awesome.
It was really good, wasn't it?
Yeah, I watched it in like 2 days.
Yeah, I remember thinking, and I remember telling you, actually, when I watched it, saying that I've never seen a show that captures what it must be like to be autistic as clearly as that. Like the one where, that scene where they're making fun of him. And he knows that they're making fun of him, but he can't, like, he doesn't have the skills or sets to know. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just thought it was just so well done.
It was so good. I just want to, like, I hope they make another season soon because it was so good. So and the boy, like the main kid is so cute. It was so good.
Cute. Oh my God.
Okay.
So good.
Next one. Sorry, I didn't listen to you. I don't remember you saying that at all.
No. It's okay. It's all right. To be honest, I only watched 3 episodes.
Oh my God, you need to watch the rest of
them because then it made me uncomfortable. The dad. No, yes. The mom that's like trying to hit on the person in the bar. She gave me too much secondhand embarrassment. I had to stop.
Oh my God. Okay. This is another ask. Which Winter Olympic event are you most looking forward to?
The event that I am most looking forward to is Tara Lipinski and Johnny Weir. That's it.
Is their Instagram? That should be its own event.
That is their everything. That is the event. Fuck the sports. I'm interested in them and their commentary, whether it be on Instagram or Twitter or the actual, because they're a commentator. They're actually doing that stuff. I want to see the outfits. I want to see the clips. I want to see everything. Everything. I want them to host Saturday Night Live.
Johnny Weir, like at the Summer Olympics, he was doing like swimming in his hotel bathtub.
Yeah.
It was the funniest god. And he was like doing like diving. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was so damn funny. I lived for those videos. I definitely am looking forward to that as well. I also like the figure skating.
Yes.
Because, you have to watch that. And there's one that's like aerials or something.
Yes.
Where it's like people who do ridiculous like high jump acrobat prep. That's super cool. And I like to watch the snowboarding.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, like the aerial stuff, the skiing or the snowboarding?
The skiing, I think. Because it's like, I think it's still a thing. I don't know.
I love that stuff too. I like every sport in the Winter Olympics. Yeah. Not like summer. Summer to me is too many sports, right? But this one I love. And to me, if there's one thing that I'm going to 100% watch, it's going to be snowboarding.
And curling, because they have the best outfits.
They do. And I know some of the curlers, so.
Really?
Well, only because I used to work at the Olympics, and we would hang with the curlers. So some of them, and it's like, there's some athletes that don't age out of the Olympics, it seems. There's very few left that I'm like, hey, I think I know you from back then. Yeah.
Also, the skeleton is really fun to watch.
Yes.
Because they're just on like a child's sled.
Yes.
Going down this insane. Yeah, that's super fun to watch.
Yeah. I mean,
I like the figure skating, but I don't really like the ice dancing.
Yeah, I don't mind it. You know what? Like, if
Your secondhand embarrassment doesn't go up for the ice dancing?
No, because the Canadians actually have really good ice dancers when it comes to stuff like that. But I have a problem with every sport that is judged as opposed to like a timed one.
Yeah.
Where you have to beat a certain time, because then a person isn't involved. And we don't have like the whole French judge controversy stuff that happened. But because then it's all the outrage and whatever when somebody doesn't win that's supposed to win and blah, 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 all that crap.
Yeah.
Like you did equestrian, right?
Yeah.
Is that one where like a judge has to determine who wins to a certain extent, or is that one that's solely based on skill?
It's based on skill. It's time and faults.
Right.
So faults is like if you knock down a fence.
Well, see, I like that so much more.
Yeah. I like that as well because you have control over it, which I am like a total control freak, so I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the dressage is a little bit more variable, but it's still based on like what elements you do and how you do them.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. So I feel like there's a budding controversy. I really hope that it's not that South Korea blows up the Olympics, because that would be bad. But and I feel like they'll get less than 30 minutes to figure out what they need to do.
I think North Korea. If anybody's going to blow it up, it's going to be North Korea.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Or Donald Trump by accident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you said South Korea.
Oh, did I? I can't remember. I don't know them apart.
You've been breaking up all episode. I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know what's going on.
Sorry.
Let's go. This thing is so long.
All right. Okay. Is that it? That's everything,
I'm
right?
not doing my duties of keeping it short. Yeah, I think so. Hang on. I just lost the notes. Let me get it together. Yep, that was it.
All right. There's stuff, I mean, I don't know how to read I don't know how to spell any of the stuff that we do. Send us asks to the Tumblr, or you can send us asks to the Twitter, or you can
Gmail, which is misunderestimatedpod@gmail.com.
Right. Yeah. I forgot our password again, by the way, FYI.
You what?
I forgot our password again, by the way. FYI. We probably shouldn't say it on the air since we just read the email.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to say it on the air, but I'll send it to you.
Okay, cool. All right, guys, we'll see you again in 2 weeks. Send us your asks if there's anything specific that you want us to talk about. I feel like we thought up topics during this episode, so we're good for next for the next 2 weeks. Plus, it's Olympics.
Yay!
All right, bye, guys.
Bye.
Oh man, it doesn't matter what episode. I still can't find a